What's up, y'all? It's your girl Mystery, and I have a few questions that you guys asked, and I'm gonna go ahead and answer those for you right now. First question is, how do you pronounce your name? Well, my name is pronounced Mystery, but it's spelled my story, so it's Mystory. But once again, it's pronounced Mystery. It's not spelled Mystery. So, question two, where are you from? I'm originally from Charlotte, North Carolina. That's home. That's where my family is. That's where I grew up. But I reside in Roswell, Georgia, and I've been in like the Dunwoody, Roswell area since pretty much the fourth grade. So I incorporate both cities because they do have, or they do take a huge toll on, me as an individual because I'm, used to two places. So yes, but home for me is Charlotte, North Carolina, Queen City, baby, all day. Let's see. Question number three. What exactly is the story you want to tell? What is it that you want us to know? It's funny because I just answered something similar to that tonight when after my performance. What is the story that I want to tell? The story I want you guys to know. The story that I want to tell first and foremost is it starts inward. It's my story. It's my personal experiences and the stuff that I go through as far as anxiety, depression, life issues, dealing with like workplaces and not feeling in the right space. But I also want to tell and make sure that we don't silence the voices in certain communities like the black community, the LGBTQ community. I want to make sure all these voices are heard, and if they are heard already, I want to make sure that they are reiterated over and over and over again until something productive happens for those voices. So essentially, my story is my personal and individual self, but when I incorporate different perspectives, it's uh, providing a bigger voice for a variety of different perspectives and voices within those communities that are oppressed. And so that's essentially the story that I want to tell, story of myself and other individuals that go through, different things. So if I can use my voice as an outlet, I don't have to be the only voice, but if I'm one of those people doing it, then, that's great for me. When did you first realize you had a gift to create music? You have such an amazing style and flow. You are like the female Kendrick, in my opinion. Thank you so much. That means so much to me. When I first realized I had a gift to create music, it's funny, I just answered a question like that too. It's pretty much when let's get this straight. I danced before I rapped. I drew, did art before I rapped, painted, like graffiti, and I wrote poetry before I ever, rapped. And so my grandfather passed away. I needed a different outlet. I realized that I was always flocking to music, and I always love to live by this quote by Toni Morrison. It's not exact, but it's pretty much the gist of it is if you have not found a book that tells your story, then create it. And so that's what I did with music. I couldn't find a song that was exactly what I wanted to say, and so I essentially created it. And that was therapeutic for me, and that began my journey. And it wasn't right after my grandfather passed away. It took me a long time to, process and understand those things. So I think that's when I really first found out that I had a gift to create music. And actually, what's funny is that when I was in the studio, I realized that I didn't like my voice at first when I kept hearing it back, and I was like, something's wrong. But I just like realized that I wasn't a fan of my voice, and so doing music also created this love for myself more as far as my voice and it being deeper. People always thinking that I'm a guy or something like that. So it definitely helped out with that as well. I know that wasn't part of the question, but I just wanted to throw that in there. When building your brand, what do you think is the hardest thing to do? Also, what do you believe people should do first and foremost when building their brand? The hardest thing to do for me as an artist with building a brand is the branding yourself in general. Like the artsy part, that's what I do. That's my craft, and it was so difficult for me to understand the business side of it, the marketing strategies and stuff like that. So I say branding in itself is the hardest part of branding. That and then rebranding, because a lot of times you have to rebrand yourself for new audiences, for a variety of different things, or just to branch out. And so I would say those two things: finding your own brand and then rebranding that brand are the hardest things that I would say. What do you believe people should do first and foremost when building their brand? I say start inward and then expand. And what I mean by that is realize the things that you want, the things that you want to tell. Uh, uh, Notice the individuals who support you, and the people who are uh, helping push you towards that goal as well. So I would say just make sure you're solid in what you want to put out, and you don't have to necessarily stray away from that. If you want to expand that, then that's fine, but just start inward and then grow. And another thing is have a great team around you, and I don't mean that a team that always says yes, 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 yes. I mean people who are going to be real with you, like, yo, that's trash, or maybe you should try it this way or try something else. So those are two most important things. One, with beginning to build your brand, start inward and then go outward. You don't want to spread yourself too thin. And secondly, definitely have a great and solid team, and have people around you who are going to help you grow. Describe Mystory's musical style. Well, Mystery is a rapper with the MC heart, and that means that my cadences are, very appealing to the ear, but essentially my lyricism, my storytelling abilities, that's in delved into hip hop, and it reflects the four elements: the DJ, the MC, the graffiti artist, and the b boy or b girl. So yeah, I'm a rapper with the MC heart. What are your biggest musical influences? Who are some of your favorite music artists? I think I have one. Who says what? So my biggest musical influence is definitely my life, my experiences, and then it can also be like other perspectives, other lives, like I discussed earlier. But essentially, the biggest one is my story. Um, who are some of your favorite artists? Man, the list goes on. But I have to say, Lauryn Hill, come on now. Lauryn Hill, Aaliyah, Janelle Monáe, Jill Scott. If you're talking about male singers, like Maxwell, I like Chance, I like J. Cole, Kendrick. I love Eve, I love The Brat. It's just so many to name, the list just goes on and on and on. Chris Brown, man, come on, it's my dance mentor. Yeah, I could just keep going, so I'm gonna just go to the next question. What is your favorite song that you have created thus far, and why? I have two. So one of them is 10 a.m. Paris Nights, and I like that song because it's not released yet. I like that song because it reveals everything that I go through, as far as working in a workplace and not feeling appreciated, to dealing with mental issues. And I don't want to say too much, but that's pretty much the gist of it. It really tells exactly how I feel, and as far as like on a personal level. And then the second song called Wakanda Fever, which is a single out now, that tells how I feel on like a I guess a political level, or on a racial level. And I love Wakanda Fever because it reveals the complexity of being African and American in society, and that's essentially what I was trying to embody and reflect with talking about Eric Killmonger's character from Black Panther. So yeah, those two for sure. What is your writing process? I have quite a few, but sometimes I hear a beat and I can just go with it. Most of the time I don't. I usually hear a beat and I recite a cadence, and then I record that cadence on a voice memo, and then I go back and fill in the words. So maybe like da 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 da, and then I go back and I fill in whatever words go with that cadence that I made up. For Wakanda Fever, songs like that, and one of my songs, Salty, from the intro EP, I actually made the big bulk of those songs before I heard the beat. And I do that sometimes. Sometimes I just write a song out before I hear a beat, and then I, kind of match it up. So it really varies, but those are kind of the three main things that I do. Did you go to college? If so, what was your major and why did you pick it? Yes, I went to college. I went to Albany State University, HBCU. Well, I think that they're trying to eradicate that now, but fuck that. HBCU, go ASU, the HBCU. And my major was English literature. The reason why I went with English is because of my mentor, Professor Andre. I was originally a mass communications major, and he helped me realize that with English I could talk about the things that I love. I could talk about music, I could talk about film, I could talk about videos, spoken word, poetry, all these things. And I think that usually when we hear about English, we think about the fundamentals like grammar, syntax, diction, all these, boring elements to most. And I just want to help show, other people, other kids that you can actually talk about the things that you want to talk about with English. And that's essentially why I switched over. But when I did a research symposium on the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill album, and that just, made my love for Lauryn Hill, expand even more. So, yeah, that's essentially why I did it, because I wanted to talk about something that I really cared about, and English gave me that outlet, and I'm glad that I did it. Last question. Are you going to dance and draw/paint more on social media? I didn't know that you did, and I would love to see more of it. Yes, I am. I actually just recorded a little fun dance video with my mom and and I think it's dope. And yes, I will show some more paintings and stuff. For those who don't know, I do paint. I draw. This painting is for sale. If you want it, just hit me up. But yes, I am. I'm definitely going to start doing that a lot more, and hope y'all really love it and enjoy it. Actually, dancing is highlighted on my page, so if you haven't tapped that, go ahead and tap that. But that's pretty much all the questions, guys. I wasn't trying to be too formal. I just wanted this to be like really chill, nice one-on-one. Hope you guys enjoy it. Make sure you subscribe, like, and I said that the wrong way. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna start doing these YouTube videos a little bit more often, so you can get at least a peephole into the behind the scenes of Mystory while making music and all that good stuff. So hope y'all have a great day.